folks? It is your tarot dad coming to you live bright and early this morning for another daily card pull. Okay, we are just rocking and rolling, getting our days going with a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of inspiration, just some thoughts for you to mull over, ruminate on, digest as you're going throughout your day. So let's see what today's card is, shall we? We're gonna get the little spread going. You're calling to me. Ooh, this is cool. Another first time for me. Okay, this is our 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. Again, just kind of going off of the card art here, which I feel like is honestly the most important, right? Like you can do as much research as you want of like what other people think that these cups mean to you, right? We can dive into other people's analysis as much as you want, but what is special about tarot is that it is personal. It is for you. It is up to your interpretation. That is the most important thing. So always, whenever we're pulling these cards, like give them a nice look-see, right? Like really take them in, soak up the art. What I'm seeing here is I'm seeing 7 cups that are all representing different things. Now, important thing to remember, cups are what is going on inside of us. Dreams, water, connection to others, right? Emotions, most importantly. And so what I'm seeing here is that I'm looking at a lot of different things represented within these 7 cups. What I can see is I can see our snake up in the top right. I can see a little like gargoyle dragon-ish creature coming out. I can see like a wreath crown. I can see jewels and riches. I can see a castle here. I can see another person, possibly like a subject of desire or love, or someone that you're wrapping up in your mind with your thoughts, right? And then lastly, here in the middle, what I am seeing is like a pedestal coming up out. Certainly this thing is glowing. It looks like it's covered up by some sort of cloth, some sort of something soon to be revealed, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing kind of a pronounced object underneath a pedestal that is coming out of the cup. And then the relatable subject in the card is this person who we cannot see, right? This unknown person who is in the shadow. The person actually is the least important part of this card. I would argue it is the setting, right? It is our mental setting. Most usually when we see a person, it is a challenge to picture ourselves in that seat. And we are in a whole nother realm wherein all of these cups are things that people could possibly be feeling or dreaming of or desiring. Just another like little interesting hidden tidbit here. Just going to bring this a little bit closer so we can really see the detail. The cup that has the wreath coming out of it also has a skull kind of hidden in the art there. So that's definitely something for us to consider here. Here, let me just make this a little neater, cleaner looking. All right. Upright, we have opportunities, choices, wishful thinking, and illusion. Reversed, we have alignment, personal values, overwhelmed by choices. It feels pretty clear what we want to think about as we're going through our days today, right? Like what are the many things that are consuming our desires, our emotions, our mental space? What are the things that we could possibly be looking to fill up our cups? I get the overwhelmed by choices piece, but what I see in this is the complexity of humans, of human desire, of what we could be searching for in our life and what could provide us with fulfillment. So that's an interesting piece here. Sorry, my dog is now wanting to get in on the action. Hi, Grizzly. Okay, I think these are all of the things that we could be wanting, and then the like universal tie-in here, right, would be the center cup. The covered up thing that we're truly desiring, that we're truly coveting, that is highlighted above all else here. This is the thing that can only be known by you. This is the thing that you are most looking towards. And what's interesting to me is that it is distinctly separate from these other cups, right? It's distinctly separate from power, from otherworldly creature, to riches, to castle up on the hill, to love, to revenge or snakier things. But whatever is up on a pedestal covered up for you, that is only for you to know. So I would challenge us to be thinking about like, hey, what is driving us? What is that thing that is covered up that maybe we don't share a ton? Maybe we are just kind of exclusively holding this sacred for us, right? So that's an interesting piece that I definitely want to call out. Another thing that I would challenge you to think about here is, where can we see others in this space? I think cups for me, because it's calling out emotions, it's calling out hopes and desires, it's calling out dreams. These are all things that all humans have, right? So where can we increase our empathy piece by looking at this card as well? I think that's another reason why this is kind of a faceless person. It's not necessarily you. It can be all folks. It can be anyone. All of these things present themselves to all of us within our lives. This is a gift of shared experience. This is a gift of community and connection, if we should choose to pursue it as such. And I would encourage you to pursue it as such, because this can help us understand others, understand where other folks might be coming from, knowing that we are not alone when we are faced with some of these kind of like darker gifts, right? The more traditionally darker gifts, the things that could present themselves to us: riches, wealth, power, jealousy, or anger, or any of these things that might present themselves to us in our internal cups throughout our lives. And so therein lies the opportunity for connection and understanding when you might see someone else being driven by one of these other things, right? So rather than demonizing or antagonizing, this can be an opportunity for us to bring each other in close, to say like, hey, I know where you've been and I have been there myself, right? So it's a good opportunity for connection and for community in these shared kind of desires that inevitably present themselves to all of us within our lives. The other things to be thinking of is just the robust picture that comes along with us desiring things, period. Maybe these desires are coming from core places within us. Maybe these desires are socialized desires. Maybe these things are created by what we see on social media, what we see with other people, what we see. Desires can come from a lot of different places. And the reason why this one, at least in my interpretation, is covered up is that it is only for you to know this is one that is coming from your core being. So I would kind of challenge us to be thinking about like, what is our natural, innate within us from birth? No one else has had their hands in this. No one else has, subconsciously coached me into wanting this thing. Like, what is it that my heart truly desires, that I alone know what is on that pedestal? Like, what is that thing? Be thinking about that as you're going through your day. I think that's important just to know as a soul's North Star, your kind of internal compass. What is the thing that you so desire, so much so that it stands out loudly and brightly and outlined in a shining red amongst all of these other things that we are told to desire, that we are conditioned to desire, that we fall into desiring throughout our life? What is that thing that is there for you? How do we clear out some of the noise so that we can focus on what is underneath the cover of the pedestal? I appreciate you guys coming here today and hanging out. As always, it is so fun to start our days together. Like, subscribe, follow, share around if you have some friends who you think might need to get a little bit more guidance throughout their day, might need to get a little bit more food for thought. I know it's beneficial to all of us, and I sure would appreciate someone sharing something like this with me. I will see you guys again soon. Tarot Dad is out.